Welcome to the Cooking Principle, Cooking with Kyle, and today my honey has been asking for Easy Shells lasagna. It is the very best lasagna that we do. We do the traditional lasagna, but I'm going to show you a way that's a little easier. What you're going to do is you're going to get a box of these small shells, and these will cook about 7 to 8 minutes. And we're going to bring 2 quarts of water to a rolling boil. I'm going to turn that on medium right now. And I salt my water. Always salt it first. Just salt with your heart. And then I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil to help the noodles from sticking. Probably about a tablespoon there. We're going to get that to a boil, drop that in here in a second, and then we're going to brown some lean ground beef, and then we'll come back and show you the next part. Okay, we ground our ground beef. This is a pound. Now, disclaimer, you can do 2 pounds if you like a lot of meat in your sauce. We like a saucier texture with our lasagna, so you do it the way you want to do it. I think the original recipe calls for 2 pounds. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a 67 ounce of the Prego sauce. Now you do whatever sauce you like. We tried different ones, and we just found Prego to be our favorite. But there's some really nice organic sauces out there you can do, or you can make your own sauce. We're going to put this on low, mix it up with the meat, put the lid on it while we get our noodles good and going, and then we'll come back and show you the rest. All right, it's time to put the Easy Shells lasagna together. I have a 13 by 9. Now this one's a little bit deeper. It's a Paula Deen brand, but you can use a lasagna pan or a full pan, whatever works for you. So I'm going to spray that real good before we start putting this together. Now my noodles cooked about 10 minutes, and what I'm going to do is take the half of these noodles and layer over the bottom. And really there's nothing fancy to that. You just kind of spread them over the bottom of this just to cover it up real good. And then I'm going to take some of this good sauce right here and pour over the noodles, and we're going to spread it out, make it a little nicer looking here. Get all that good sauce in there. I may add more. Yep, it's going to need a little more. I've had this simmering on low to medium just to get it warm. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, I've taken a block of cream cheese, I've cut it in half. Now, if you like ricotta cheese, you can use that. We do not. We prefer cream cheese, and this original recipe calls for cream cheese, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to just cut this into pieces, and it's really soft, so I'm having a little issue with it. But you're going to dot this over this layer here, and I tell you, it's good. It's really good. Now, my sister, when she makes lasagna, she uses sour cream. Some people use sour cream. Some people use cottage cheese. Now, we do a traditional lasagna with cottage cheese. So you can really play with any kind of cheese you like. So that's what we do there. Now we're going to repeat the layers. Okay, I have about 8 cups of mozzarella cheese. You can mix this up if you like cheddar or some other kind of cheese you want to use. Parmesan, whatever you like. We like mozzarella with this recipe. I'm gonna do about 4 cups of cheese on there. And that's just gonna make it extra cheesy and good. And I may not use all of this cheese. That's plenty in that layer. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is start another layer, and the rest of those noodles go in just like this. And I'm gonna make sure they're evenly distributed. My hands are clean, I promise. All right, and then we'll go over with the rest of the sauce. This is why you need a very deep dish for this. Lasagna pan, if you have one, or one of those big full pans from the store. A regular 13 by 9 is probably not going to work unless you have the recipe. And you could probably have this. Do a smaller recipe. Okay, so now we're going to top with the remaining cream cheese, about half of the block, and then I have preheated the oven to 350, and the reason we're going to put it in like this is so that we can loosen that cream cheese up. I'm going to put it in about 10 minutes to loosen that up and spread it a little bit so that it makes more of an even layer of cream cheese for the top, and it makes it a little prettier to look at. So I won't waste any of that cream cheese. It's good. Oh, Lord. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this in for about 10 minutes on 350, and then we'll come back out and spread this cream cheese. Okay, we've had this in the oven for about 10 minutes, and I'm just taking a butter knife and just gonna kind of spread this cream cheese, just to kind of spread that around and get it more incorporated so we don't have blobs of cream cheese on the top. And it's not done because we are going to add one more layer of the mozzarella cheese on top, and it's going back in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then we'll check it. So I'm gonna go in with the rest of this mozzarella cheese here, and you want it to be bubbly and start to brown on the edges, and then you'll know it's done. So this is an easy lasagna recipe. For those of you that are a little afraid to make lasagna, try this first, and then you'll be able to make lasagna a little bit more easy. You'll feel like you can do it. All right, I didn't use quite all of this bag, but I used almost all of it. All right, now the last steps, put it in the oven, 350 for about 30 minutes. Woo, children of God, I wish you could smell this, how good this looks. You want it to be bubbly and that cheese to be cooked really good. We're gonna set it over here, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna serve it up with some bread and salad. All right, it's time to plate this up. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is what's for dinner. Easy shelled lasagna. Try it sometime.